So hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Marko and today I'm going to do my very first product review video. For those of you who are not familiar with me, my job is to repair and restore turntables, mainly vintage turntables like this one. I've been doing it for quite some time, and in recent 5 years, I've been recording the results of my work to my YouTube channel called Phono Direct. Direct because every turntable is connected directly to the recording device. The room acoustics is completely avoided, so the listener/viewer on YouTube may get pretty realistic impression about how the particular turntable and cartridge really sounds like. So much for the intro. I have prepared a menu for us today, just not to forget anything important and valuable. And on the menu there is a few words about Fosi Audio Company, which has sent me this little device. By the way, it's called Fosi Audio Box X5. Then I will describe this little phono preamplifier in detail. Then I will dismantle it, open it and show you the internals. Then I will talk about its competition in the similar price bracket and similar value proposition. Then I'm going to talk about the sound impressions that I had. And again, I will summarize the pricing, dates, and any useful links you might get. Okay, let's begin. So Fosi Audio is a Chinese company that was established in 2017 in Shenzhen in China. Ever since they have been producing a lot of pretty budget audio equipment. This has been changing since the beginning of this year. A new line of upmarket products has been emerging from Fosi Audio. They all share similar design cues. They are all contained in a black anodized aluminum casings, which for some reason appears to be gray on the internet, but no, it's black and it's very nice black. The switches, the knobs, the meshes on the power amplifiers are usually orange, so pretty neat. I like it. The workmanship is very good, so no complaints at this point. The preamplifier comes in a pretty trivial box, nothing interesting here, but here we have our first interesting moment. This is a power supply. This is our power supply, and as you can see, it's not a usual switching power supply, which would look like this. This is a pretty decent transformer actually. So this is an AC adapter which provides 16 volt AC power input here, and this means the final rectification is being done inside of the preamplifier. Okay, so here we have our power switch. It works on just very short touch, but if you want to power off this device, you have to press and hold for 1 second. On the other side there are our usual connecting points. So here is the input side and here is the output side. This is a little bit quirky because usually the input side is located near the grounding bolt which is here, but in this case it is swapped. So if you are connecting this preamplifier, take care to do it properly, like this. And then here you connect your output side to the amplifier, receiver or headphone amplifier, whatever you use. So here we have our toggle switch for moving magnet and moving coil cartridge, because this preamplifier is capable of working with both types of the cartridges. And here we have our switch for changing the gain settings. There are 4 options, 2 for moving magnet cartridges and 2 for moving coil. There is 38 decibels and 48 decibels of amplification for moving magnet, and then 56 and 66 decibels for moving coil cartridges. You cannot change the loading capacitance for moving magnet cartridges, and you cannot change the resistive loading for moving coil cartridges, which is preset for 100 ohms. So moving coil cartridges 100 ohms resistive loading. That would be all regarding the visual description. Now let's see how it behaves. This is again interesting. Let's connect it. When turned on like this, there is almost 2 seconds delay, and then you can hear the click of a relay inside. And if you want to turn it off, you have to press it for 1 second, and then you again hear relays clicking. The same happens when you change the gain settings and the preamplifier is turned on. Again, there is almost 2 seconds delay. I will try it on microphone just for you to hear it. Okay, so this is one very well behaved preamplifier for the price being. Did I mention the price? It will be around $100 for this one little unit. So let's proceed to dismantling. Again, this is very easy to do because it is intended to be easy, and after we open it, I will show you exactly why. There are 2 hex bolts, 2 millimeters. Okay, and everything goes apart. Okay, so I will show it closer to the camera. I hope it stays focused. Here we have our power socket. Here we have our rectifiers and stabilizers. Here we have our smoothing capacitors, which are electrolytic capacitors, low ESR capacitors of a Chinese brand that I've never heard before about, but it doesn't really matter. Here is the signal path. Here we have 3 pairs of well-acclaimed Japanese audiophile grade electrolytic capacitors Nichicon Muses. Here we have 5 clicking guys, the Omron relays, and here we have 2 operational amplifiers from Texas Instruments, surface mounted, soldered to the PCB. These are OPA 1612, so pretty good. And here we have the final one, operational amplifier, this time in the form of DIP 8 socket. This is not soldered to the PCB, it's just inserted in the socket, so you can remove it and replace it with different types. And this is the way how you fine-tune or even rapidly change the sound signature of your Phono preamplifier. You can use a lot of standard dual channel operational amplifiers. Let's say one of the replacement might be the same OPA 1612 but in the form of DIP 8. The stock operational amplifier installed is NA5532P, so pretty basic one. So you were left a lot of space for improvement. My sound impressions that I am going to describe later will be based on the stock version with the stock operational amplifier. Okay, now let's see the competition. This is probably the main competitor. This is Project Phono Box. Just Phono Box. It's been around for years, I would say probably 15, maybe more, maybe less. It's produced here in Slovakia for Project, and it's similar in terms of functions to the Fosi Audio, minus the switch for changing the gain of the cartridges. So this is fixed gain. The toggle switch just switches between moving magnet and moving coil cartridge. It doesn't have any power switch, doesn't have any relays. You cannot exchange the capacitors. You cannot exchange the operational amplifiers because these are surface mounted here. And it also comes with cheaper variant of switching power supply. So this is not a stabilized power supply as in case of Fosi Audio X5. So this is a better solution, and of course you can replace this one cheap with a better built stabilized power supply, but it will be then much different price, and then we can't talk about a competition really. Then there is another one, and it's Vincent 4200 or PHO 200, and it's a very similar story to this one. I don't actually personally know it, I'm not familiar with it, but from what I can read, it's the same story. You can just toggle switch between moving magnet and moving coil. And the price of it is 125 euros. So these are the competitors. And now let's go to the sound impressions. Sound impressions, sorry. Okay. I was listening to this Phono preamplifier on this very turntable. This is a mid-80s Onkyo or Onkyo CP1150F, which I have restored recently. to the operational state, and I have installed a very popular cartridge, Project 2M Blue, and I was listening mostly to the Supertramp recordings. Okay, how would I describe the sound? The sound is on the musical side of the story. It's not what we usually call the audiophile, or at least with the stock stock operational amplifier installed. This is very full-bodied, very entertaining sound, which is smooth at the same time. So the bass is very well extended. It's not boomy or overwhelming. Then there are mids. These are the weak part. The mids are too smooth. The distorted guitars don't sound really distorted. The trebles are again smooth but informative. They are never harsh, never piercing, never metallic, and never tiresome. Why am I saying it? Because this competitor is the exact example of the audiophile or audiophile sound signature, and the trebles here tend to be occasionally metallic, harsh, piercing, analytical, whatever you call it. The mids are better here. The distorted guitars sound really distorted, but again the bass response is, in my opinion, weaker. Maybe somebody likes less bass and better texture. This is the case. Regarding the soundstage and the positioning of the voices and instruments on the scene, this is a bit better. But again, we are comparing it to the stock operational amplifier. Overall, the sound of this one is very engaging, very smooth, very pleasant. So I would say I like it. I should mention probably slight hissing when there is no signal, but it's not that huge, and it will be borrowed under the surface noise of the cartridge in the groove. So this is not a big deal, and this is again something that might be changed by changing the operational amplifier here. So this would be my sound impressions. And now pricing, as I said, $100, probably also euros. The Fosi Audio Box X5 was launched today, just today, so it's brand new product. You can find all the links where you can buy the Fosi Audio Box X5 on the description box below the video. Also, you can find a direct link to the Fosi Audio eShop, where you can use the discount code written in the description that will give you 20% discount, effective since today up until the 2nd of December. So the final thoughts on Fosi Audio Box X5 Phono preamplifier. Well, it is nicely built, made of premium components. It has a linear stabilized power supply built inside. You can easily change the output volume of it to better align it to other sources connected to your let's say, integrated amplifier, and you can completely change the sound signature of your Phono preamplifier by changing the operational amplifier inside, which is easily done and gives you plenty of room to experiment. So I definitely recommend buying this one. And again, let me remind you, you can find a promo code in the description box below, for which you will be given 20% discount if you buy this product directly from the Fosi Audio website. And that will be all for today. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.